I need you to hear my words when I say this. Donald Trump made the decision to gut the NWH, the National Weather Service. I need you to hear my words when I say this. Donald Trump made the decision to cut funding to the National Weather Service, to cut funding to the NOA, to gut these federal agencies, rip apart the federal government with these Doge cuts, basically just take a chainsaw to all these different things. And now we're seeing the result of some of that. As right now in Texas, there are dozens of missing and dead children, dozens of missing and dead adults, families who cannot find their loved ones. And Texas officials coming out and saying, frankly, the National Weather Service, the reports we got about how much rain was supposed to come, they got it wrong. And we're asking, why do we get it wrong? Probably because the National Weather Service was already underfunded, was already struggling to keep up with employment, fill some of these slots, focus on weather and accurate predictions for things like tornadoes and flooding, being able to get alerts to communities as fast as possible. We were already struggling with that, and then Donald Trump came in and started making cuts. And so I want to show you this video of this official talking about this and update you with where we're at. Listen, before I do, my name's Mowrey. I'm filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. If you enjoy this type of content, the link to my YouTube channel will be in the description down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit like on this video. Subscribe to this channel, the Adam Mockler channel. We're trying to build something big to punch back against MAGA media. If you want to be a part of the community, it would really mean a lot if you hit subscribe. All right, I want to get into this. Before I show you this video, let me show you quickly as I record this where we're at. Rescuers search for over 20 girls from Texas camp as flooding death toll rises to 32. Authorities say more than 20 girls are still unaccounted for at Camp Mystic in Kerr County, Texas, where the Guadalupe River rose more than 20 feet in less than 2 hours during torrential rains that triggered flash flooding in parts of the state yesterday. The death toll has risen. At least 32 people as I record this, including 14 children, have died in the flooding, according to the local officials. The family of 3 campers have confirmed their deaths to CNN, and there's a massive effort underway right now with first responders to try to find some of these missing individuals. Truly, before I start here, my heart goes out to everybody potentially affected by this. It's absolutely, positively tragic. And what I desperately want in moments like this is leadership in this country that can bring some type of hope, bring some type of message of unity, say, hey, this is where we got it wrong, take some personal accountability and say, we're going to get it right next time. And that's not what we're seeing. In fact, Donald Trump right now is just silent, just running around. We don't even know where he is, just hanging out on July 5th. It's a disgrace, truly. So before I show you all of these different things, let me take you back a little bit. This is a clip that went viral last month of a local weatherman talking on air about some of these cuts. And I want you to take a listen, because listening to it now with where we're at is kind of mind-boggling. Let's take a look.
Right? When is it going to turn? John, it's not turning. It's coming straight to us. It's going to turn. All right? The turn was never forecast to be on Sunday. The turn isn't even on Monday morning. The turn will come Monday afternoon, Monday evening, into Tuesday. Remember that? That was about 6 years ago. That was Hurricane Dorian, as it was absolutely devastating the northwest Bahamas as a Category 5, sat over that region for 2 days. It was headed straight west. Lots of people in Florida were concerned the hurricane was heading here. And as you've grown accustomed to my presentations over my 34 years in South Florida newscasts, confidently, I went on TV and I told you it's going to turn. You don't need to worry. It is going to turn. And I am here to tell you that I am not sure I can do that this year, because of the cuts, the gutting, the sledgehammer attack on science in general, and I could talk about that for a long, long time, and how that is affecting the U.S. Leadership in science over many years, and how we're losing that leadership, and this is a multi-generational impact on science in this country, all right? But specifically, let's talk about the federal government cuts to the National Weather Service and to NOAA. Did you know that Central and South Florida National Weather Service offices are currently basically 20 to 40% understaffed? From Tampa to Key West, including the Miami office, 20 to 40% understaffed. Now, this type of staffing shortage is having impacts across the nation because There's been a nearly 20% reduction in weather balloon launches that carry those radiosondes. And what we're starting to see is that the quality of the forecasts is becoming degraded. There's also a chance, because of some of these cuts, that NOAA Hurricane Hunter aircraft will not be able to fly this year, and with less reconnaissance missions, we may be flying blind.
I mean, truly just stunning to hear this individual from weeks ago, brilliant meteorologist, say this is the reality. This is what we're facing. I can no longer predict as accurately as I could before moving into hurricane season. And also just in general, the National Weather Service is understaffed in places like Central and South Florida. And so then the question becomes, okay, where is Donald J. Trump? Where is the President of the United States right now? Well, Kristi Noem was around, and she had a message for us about Trump. Let's hear it.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. And I want to thank Governor Abbott for his leadership, and know that President Trump is absolutely heartbroken by what has happened here in Texas, and the loss of life is absolutely devastating to him and Melania. This morning I talked with him several times, and he wanted to make sure that all of you know how much he loves Texas, how much he's grieving for your families that have lost someone, and the beautiful children that we're still looking for and hoping to return to their families, and that he is absolutely committed to using all the resources of the federal government to help unify families, rescue all those that were still missing, and return those who maybe we will recover back to their families as soon as possible.
Really? I'm sorry, but really? If that's how Donald Trump felt, then maybe he could get on camera and say that. I don't even care at this point about how I feel or anyone else feels about the current president of the United States. But for these families going through this tragedy, I think that they deserve at least the goddamn president of the United States being on that camera and saying, listen, this is how I feel. I'm sorry. We're working for you. Not a message through Kristi Noem. Are you kidding me? And so you say, okay, she says this. Well, where else has Donald Trump been? Well, it's pretty interesting because today on True Social, as she's doing that, he's posting videos. I can't even play this video because True Social is so bad. Like, I tried 100 times to hit play on this stupid video and it won't. But it's basically just, Donald Trump, montage, of him being like the most amazing person ever. And he posted it on True Social today. What else did Donald Trump post today on True Social? Again, this is July 5th. This is as Kristi Noem is doing this. This July 4th weekend, I want to give a big thank you to heroic ICE officers fighting every day to reclaim our sovereignty and freedom, one of the most exciting parts of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Blah, 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 blah. Are you kidding me? No, it's not that Donald Trump is in the middle of something else. It's that he's posting True Social posts about, oh, look at me. I passed a big, beautiful bill. Look at this awesome montage I made of myself. While we get the message, these families get the message from Kristi Noem that, oh, I swear Donald Trump cares. I swear. I'm honestly, I hope you can hear it in my voice. I apologize if it's too much. But I mean, this should just, I don't know. This should infuriate you. This should infuriate you to your core. And so you say, okay, lastly, where we're at right now, what went wrong, right? Obviously, we all need to continue this effort. The federal government needs to be all hands on deck to help these families, to help find who's missing. But now we're asking questions of, okay, what happened at the National Weather Service? And this was Kristi Noem's response. Take a listen.
I live in Kerrville. Why was the National Weather Service not pinging their phones before 7 o'clock the day of 4th of July? We need the federal people to answer that maybe for us. I got updates at 7 o'clock. First one I heard. And I've heard updates throughout the week, but not before 7 o'clock in the morning. Wasn't that a fundamental failure of the federal government's responsibility to keep us safe?
Well, my background is before I was in the secretary position here under the Trump administration, I was governor of South Dakota and served in Congress for 8 years before I was governor. And so I will tell you that for decades, for years, everybody knows that the weather is extremely difficult to predict, but also that the National Weather Service over the years at times has done well, and at times we have all wanted more time and more warning and more alerts and more notification. That is something, and one of the reasons that when President Trump took office, that he said he wanted to fix, and is currently upgrading the technology. And the National Weather Service has indicated that with that and NOAA, that we needed to renew this ancient system that has been left in place with the federal government for many, many years. And that is the reforms that are ongoing there. The timeline that I have, I don't oversee the National Weather Service. That's not under my department.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't even care about whatever she's going to say after this. They just blamed Biden, essentially. They just blamed the last administration, the last 5 years, 10 years. Oh, there's been this ancient technology, so, Trump's been working on it. Are you kidding me? The lack of accountability is astounding. Astounding. I'm 23 years old, and I am better at taking accountability for the shit that I do in my personal life, the mistakes I make, than the current administration is for taking accountability when real lives are at stake. Oh, yeah, sorry. It's just been like no one felt like dealing with, upgrading these things, so we're upgrading them now. But they're not. They took a sledgehammer. They cut all the funding. They did the opposite of that. She's lying through her teeth. And it's even more disgraceful in some certain way that it's not Trump lying through his teeth. It's not the president of the United States couldn't even take the goddamn time to come onto this stage and lie through his teeth about it. It had to be Kristi Noem, speaking for Trump. Infuriating. Just infuriating. Listen, if you are affected by this or you live in Texas, my heart truly is with you. I'm so sorry that this is happening. I wish you all the best. Truly, truly, truly. And it is so important that we keep using our voices and push for these agencies to be funded so we can save lives in the future, not do this. I appreciate you watching this video. Truly, it means a lot. Once again, my name is Chris Mowrey, filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. The link to my YouTube channel will be in the description. If you haven't already subscribed here, again, we post all the time on this channel, trying to get up to 8, 9, 10 posts a day about Trump, about issues affecting Gen Z, moving into 2026 and 2028. So it'd mean a lot if you subscribed. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you in the next video.